The king of the castle gets the king of steaks, the Porterhouse. Welcome back to another week of the FOGO Life. This week, you dads, we're doing something special for you. We're gonna do a Porterhouse steak, New York strip, Filet Mignon, the best of both worlds, all in one steak. Does it get any better? I don't think so. Gonna mix some potatoes in there, show you how to let this fat drip down and help cook those potatoes. Lots of flavor, all in one grill, gonna be super. Let's get started. For our potatoes today, we're going to use our half moon cast iron pan here. We're gonna actually put these potatoes in, coated in oil and salt and pepper, maybe even a little garlic powder, and we're gonna cook that underneath this steak. The steak is gonna reverse sear, so this is gonna be underneath the steak so that all that fat from that steak will drip down and give our potatoes just that extra touch of flavor. Now for this beautiful Porterhouse, what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep it really simple. Kosher salt and black pepper. That's all we're using on this baby. We're gonna give it a nice coating. We're gonna let it sit out for about 15-20 minutes before we grill it. So that's gonna allow the moisture to come out of the steak, grab those seasonings and pull it back in, and it'll be fully ready to go when we're ready to grill it. That concludes the seasoning portion of our program. So we're gonna rest this thing for about 30 minutes or so. We're gonna set it on the counter. We're gonna leave it out to relax. And for today's steak cook, we're gonna be using our black bag premium charcoal. So we're gonna load this baby up. Get it on one side, we're gonna reverse sear it, which means we're gonna cook it indirect first, then turn it over to the direct side on some cast iron grates for some really nice marks. So we got the grill lit. While it's heating up, let's move this aside and start our potato prep. Real simple. Got a bag of small potatoes here. Now, see this magical cutting board? The cool part is, it pops up and becomes a prep bin. We're gonna prep our olives. How about our potatoes? They're so small, they look like olives. But anyway, pour them all in here. We're gonna cut them all in half. This way they'll cook a little bit quicker. All right, we're gonna get our potatoes prepped more here, so we're gonna put some oil in here. We're gonna put the potatoes on first, because they're gonna take a little bit longer than the steak, I think. I'd rather have them done first anyway, so we're gonna put a good, decent coat of oil, then pour our potatoes in. In case you're wondering exactly what we're doing, like I said before, we're gonna cook that steak over the potatoes. So I filled that cast iron half moon pan with the oil, the potatoes. We're gonna let them cook for a little while. Then we're gonna put our steak up here and let that cook at about 275 degrees till it gets to 125. Let it rest, move it over, and then reverse sear it over the hot, hot, hot cast iron grates. We have reached a magic number of 125 degrees internal on our steak, so we are going to pull this off of here. Ooh, those potatoes are cooking away nicely. Now, what we're gonna do is pull this, set it on the side. This is gonna be our rest time. We're gonna leave this open and let that fire crank up so we get it really blazing hot so we can get a super nice sear on both sides of this thing, about a minute per side. Should be just an absolutely gorgeous char. That's what we're going for. Fathers are gonna love this steak. It's the king of steaks. Our potatoes are done frying here, so what we want to be careful of is not to spill any oil. We don't want to spill oil into our fire. So very carefully, we're going to take this out of here without spilling any. See that? No oil spilled at all. That, folks, is how a Porterhouse should look. Look at that. The filet side, perfectly pink, edge to edge. The New York strip side, same thing. This is gorgeous. We took it to 125, rested it while we cranked it, and then seared it. It went about a minute and a half per side. We want to get a nice little char on there. So the flames were going good on that FOGO, so it was a really good thing. The potatoes, oh my God, they have this beautiful brown, crispy edge around the side. They are so good. You can't beat that. Ooh, it's still hot. So, I like to do something a little bit different with my potatoes. You might laugh, you might not. Like, tell me if you like this. I take blue cheese dressing, just put some right on top of my potatoes. It goes awesome on there. And it's the best bite you can have. Now, God, it's good. Potatoes were simple, steak was simple. This is a phenomenal meal for the king in your life, the king of steaks. But I think there's only one way to tell if we did it right. First of all, fillet side, fork. So I gotta try it right now. Cheers. Man, do I love steak. God, that's good. Man, that's good. You get a good steak, and that salt and pepper, that's all you need to use on there. It doesn't matter. That fillet side was so tender. I mean, literally, I cut it with a fork. But now we tried that side, time to try the New York strip side. And probably going, we don't want to watch you eat, but that's okay because I want to eat. I'm starving. It's my video. That fillet side is so tender. Like I said, you can cut it with a fork. The strip side, a little bit less tender, but boy, there's so much flavor. That fat ring on the cap outside there really gives it some super flavor. If you want the king of steaks for your man or woman or anybody in your life, this is a steak for you, the Porterhouse. Remember, bigger New York strip. T-bone has a smaller New York strip. That's okay. So anyway, I'm gonna get back to eating here because this is too good of a meal to let go. So I'm gonna down the steak and down the potatoes. Yes, that is blue cheese I put on my potatoes. Don't laugh, try it. You'll think you'll like it. But listen, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know I had fun making it. I'm gonna have fun eating it. I want you to remember to get out and grill, and I'll see you the next time on the FOGO Life.